What's good, folks? It's Nightmare Frame here with a new Warframe video, coming at you with CRITRINITY. This build is focused around the new augment that came with the recent update, Champion's Blessing. Yes, we got 2 Zaku augments and a Lavos augment, but we're focusing on Champion's Blessing. So what this augment does is that it gives you crit chance based of the percentage of HP that you heal. So this can count for your HP, allies HP, companion HP, and this crit chance is a modded crit chance. This augment only scales off your HP and duration. This augment refreshes itself and caps out at 350% crit chance. So let's say you healed a small portion, you can recast and heal a bit more, and that healed up percentage will add on to the crit chance buff. And how to effectively heal a large portion of your HP without having to take so much damage? Well, there are 2 things that come into play, and one of them is reducing your overall health value, and that's by using a bleeding dragon key. Usually we'll be using a decaying dragon key to reduce our shield value so we can refresh our shields faster and get a new instance of a shield gate. But in this case, since we're using Champion's Blessing, we're reducing our health value as well, so we can heal up a large portion of it quickly. And to take damage straight to the health really fast, I'll be using Combat Discipline. Now let me show you how this works. Now this build really wants you to be very active, meaning you'll be pressing a lot of buttons. We can cast our link so we can get status immunity, kill enemies. Look at that, we take damage straight to the health as we kill enemies, and then bless, and we get the buff right there. Kill enemies, take damage straight to your health, and heal. Look at that. We're already getting crit chance on Phantasma, a weapon that barely has any crits. As soon as we cast the bless, we're refreshing the buff with a new value added onto it. Look at that. Now we're getting orange crits on top of our yellow crits. Right now we have 155%. So keep killing, deal damage to your health, recast, and it stacks up. Now we're at 205%. We're dealing so much damage right now. Also, let's not forget, this has a lot of CC as well. Right now we're capped at 350%, as you see right there. Cast our 2, get energy back, and heal up. Arcane Eruption just triggered right there. Such a useful arcane for crowd control. Taking too much damage, just use our blind. Arcane Eruption triggered again. Enemies knocked down again. Look at that. Consistent crowd control. Alright, now that we're in the simulacrum, let's take a look at the builds. A maxed rank combat discipline. So this is what we're going to be using to damage our health. And when we damage our health, we get to heal it with Bless. And on top of that, as we damage our health, it's going to trigger Arcane Avenger. So even more crit chance. Hence why you see oranges to reds on weapons that barely have any crits when you combine Champion's Blessing and Arcane Avenger. Since we have a max rank combat discipline, we have to have something to stop us so we don't fully die. And that's why we have Quick Thinking. Quick Thinking will stop any lethal damage done to us and drain energy instead. So if we pair up Combat Discipline, Quick Thinking, Arcane Avenger, and the fact that she has free energy regen and instant healing, it's the perfect synergy, right? Exactly. And now to give us decent amount of duration, I'm using Prime Continuity and Augur Message. We don't worry about too much with range because, first of all, with Link, we already have 20 meters. Bless scales of affinity radius, so we don't care much about that when it comes to reaching out to players. You can always run Vaseline to increase your affinity radius. Energy Vampire already has amazing range, as you can see right there, 25-meter radius, and you can reach enemies up to 100 meters. And since we've subsumed Radial Blind, just for some added crowd control, this has a base range of 25 meters. Now, granted, this needs line of sight, but if enemies see you once and you go around the corner and you use this ability, you can still blind them. So they just have to see you once. And Arcane Eruption, since we don't worry too much with energy, I decided to run Arcane Eruption for even more crowd control. Picking up an energy orb, of course, will grant you energy, but it will lock down enemies within a 30-meter radius. More crowd control. Natural talents is a must. I'll show you. That's Bless without natural talent. That's Radial Blind without natural talent. That's Link without natural talent. Now let's put natural talents and do all those abilities again. So much better. So yes, it gives you that fluidity. Now, if you do decide to format either one, you can go with Constitution, giving you just an extra second. And of course, Prime Flow just giving us a large energy pool so we can use our abilities like crazy. And since we have Quick Thinking, it's going to drain our energy. So we need a large energy pool. Rolling Guard for that added survivability, for status cleansing, and 3 seconds of iframe. But then again, we're also running Vazarin for even more survivability, and she has Bless. The reason I decided to go with Power Strength here because I need Bless to actually heal. So I have 100% restoration. That means we'll heal 100% of my health. Without this, it'll be 80%. So this gives me some damage reduction on Blessing and fully heals my HP. To give you the max damage reduction at 75%, you do need 150, but we're just fine at 72. Plus we have Link, which redirects damage, and which is a free status immunity. But for consistency, I also went with Prime Surefooted, because there'll be times where your Link is off cooldown and you will be staggered and you have no shields, you're low HP, you can't heal yourself. So if you do not have Prime Surefooted, use Handspring. Remember, spending less time on your butt is a huge DPS increase. Do not underestimate this. You have a lot of people complaining, oh, I die, I can't do this. Well, it's because you're always flat on your butt and enemies are just stepping on you. For weapons, I went with something that gave me great damage and great utility as well. And that's why I settled on Phantasma. Why utility? Because for one, it has radiation. Base radiation, and that can crowd control enemies, so they'll spend less time hitting you. And on top of that, it's modded for viral and heat, scaling our heat damage to the next level while also debuffing them with viral. Let's take a look at the build. Our base damage, right? Something that you usually put Prime Point Blank, but we're not. We're using Prime Merciless. At max stacks, we get 360% base damage. This is going to increase your total damage output, and it gives you that reload speed and ammo maximum. And since we have several status effects, I went with Galvanized Savvy, giving us even more damage output. Multi-shot, our damage multiplier on the initial hit, and double dipping with damage over time. You'll be dealing significantly less damage if you don't. Shotgun Spaz, you need the fire rate. Here, I went with a low rank viral. I would suggest going double low rank. You don't need them to be max, just have viral for it to proc. You already have crazy amounts of status chance, and you have insane fire rate. Prime Ravage is because we are already getting so much crit chance from Arcane Avenger and Champion's Blessing. So I increased my crit damage, so my crits will deal more. And finally, Incendiary Coat for heat. Usually I would go with Blaze and Incendiary Coat just to give me that additional heat damage, but I am critting hard on this, so I wanted Ravage. Vigilante Supplies is going to give you a bit more crit chance as well, and Ammo Mutation. Phantasma will chug through your ammo pool like no tomorrow with that crazy amounts of fire rate and reload speed, so you definitely need Ammo Mutation. Now you have so many weapons in your arsenal. Use whatever you like, see what's comfortable for you. Remember, have fun in this game. I just really enjoyed using the Phantasma with this Lona because it just makes you feel so powerful. And if you want to kill Acolytes, you can go with a Contagion Zaw or a Stropha modded for heavy attack and raw corrosive damage. And for our companion, it's always going to be the Panzerwolf of Vila. The mutagens do not matter, but the build does. In this build, I did remove Martyr Symbiosis because it will heal you if you get to that low HP mark, so you want to avoid that. So if you want the consistency, you can drop Martyr Symbiosis, but if you don't care, it doesn't really matter. You're just gonna have to recast Bless a bit more anyway. All right, folks, that has been it from me. I do hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more. Do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.